Welcome to the first steps of preparing your garment for the natural color. These 3 steps are really important to ensure that your colors last a really long time. The question I always get are, don't natural dyes fade? And it's true that there is some fading occurring with sunlight and constant washing, but if you do these 3 preparation steps, it will really make your colors last a lot longer. So first, we have our wash, which will be washing our fabric in boiling water with a soap free of fragrance. Second, we have a tannin soak. We are going to use a material high in tannins. I've chosen avocado pits. You can also choose any other material that tannins are present. Third, we have aluminum. So alum you can buy at your local grocery store. You can find it in the grocery section, or you can purchase it at Botanical Colors. And it's the third and really important step. It's called a mordant. A mordant is a binding agent that fixes to the cloth in the boiling process that allows a magnetic connection with the natural color and the alum, making sure that the color stays in there and your colors are vibrant and long-lasting. First, fill up your pot with normal water. Make sure you're using a stainless steel pot, and you really don't want it to be used for your kitchen. This is just for the dye lab. First, you're going to add your garments. I'm adding my shirt and pants into the pot of water. Make sure your garments are free of any tags. You want to leave all the garments just enough room to float around. So make sure your pot is big enough to have your garments move freely. If you need to use 2 pots, that's fine. Just make sure they can move freely and they're fully submerged. Great. Next, you're gonna add your soap. This is a Dr. Bronner's unscented soap. You can use pretty much any neutral textile detergent. You can use Dawn dish detergent, just something that has no scent, no additives, no extra stuff that's gonna get stuck to the garment and interfere in the dyeing process. In the textile world, it's called a pH neutral soap. I'm adding 1 big tablespoon for each garment. Make sure you stir your garments. And then cover them with a lid and place them on your heat source. Now that you've washed out any grease or dirt or grime on your natural fiber garments, they're ready for the tannin soak. In this pot, I have boiled 6 avocado pits, 3 for each garment, for about 30 minutes to an hour. The color really started to come out. The water will start to look a little tan and beige, maybe even a little pink. That means it's ready, and that means the tannins have been immersed into the water and they are ready for your garments. You want to remove all the avocado pits so they don't stain your garments. If you leave them in, they'll end up just leaving little marks on your garments here and there. It can be kind of cool, but for our project, we are going to take them out. And 1 more. Perfect. Now add your natural fiber garments into the tannin soak 1 by 1. Make sure there's enough room for your garments to move around freely and that all of the fabric is submerged under the water. These have been boiling for a little bit, so the water is pretty hot. Make sure you're careful when you are putting your garments in the tannin soak. Doing the tannin soak is really just going above and beyond. It's semi-optional. You don't have to do the tannin soak. Your garment will still receive color if you skip this step, but it'll make sure that your color is vivid and really long lasting. It creates a bond with the alum in the next step to make sure that your pigment locks inside of the fiber and doesn't rinse out. Now that your garments are fully submerged, let them sit a minimum of 1 hour, but if you want to, they can sit overnight and you can revisit the project in the morning. The last step of preparation is boiling the alum into your garments. You will need about 20 grams of alum per 100 grams of fabric. That works out to about 1/8 of a cup per large garment. So I have here 1/4 of a cup. I'm going to add this to my pot of hot water until it is completely dissolved. Once your alum is completely dissolved, it's ready for your garments and to go back on the hot plate. So after an hour of my garments sitting in the tannin bath, the water has cooled down, so I can pull them out, give them a gentle squeeze, and add them directly in my pot with the dissolved alum. Make sure to add them one by one and that there's enough space for them to move freely in the pot. Now that your garments are fully submerged, the alum is in, you're going to put your lid on and move it over to the hot plate. After 1 hour, you can switch off the hot plate and let your garment cool in the alum bath. Then it is fully ready for the natural color. This is the final step for the preparation of our garments. And what's so great about natural dyeing is that these garments will be fully prepared no matter how many baths you want to do with these garments. So yes, we're going to dye them with madder root in this class, but they're prepared to do an overdye of yellow or an overdye of purple in the future. There's no need to repeat these steps on these garments ever again. The alum and the tannin is locked into the fiber, so it'll always attract natural color going forward. And that applies to all garments that you want to upcycle. You can do this preparation, let your garment dry, and put it on the shelf for later, and it will always be ready for the natural color.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe to stay up to date on all of our latest videos.